What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. You are watching Dynamite with Dezzie and Dean. It's Triple D Wrestling Entertainment. Boom, at its best. How are you doing today, Dean?
All gravy, dude. All gravy. It's been crazy hot in the UK for the change. Like super
I've
high
heard that.
humidity. Yeah, like 90% humidity. So I've done a lot of sweating. But first, Big Pete. But yeah,
Fucking Pete.
but feeling good. How are you? We love Pete.
Olivia, hello. Hello,
And we love
Olivia. Hello to
Olivia.
Pete. This is great. We have our regulars on here. We're just waiting for Cadillac. Where's old John? That's awesome. That's good to see, man. No, it's been great. It's been awesome here. We're just settling into the new house. I got my old camper van here, so now we're moved in there. And Shanna, Pete with the first comment there, getting everybody riled up here. Shanna saying boo to Pete there for getting the first comment on. That's hilarious. But no, what a great week. You know, it's been an awesome week. Last night, I was excited for last night for Dynamite for a lot of reasons. I think the biggest one being obviously Chris Jericho in the match there for the expensive jacket there that got ruined by Orange Cassidy's. I want to say it was orange juice, but it looked more like Gatorade. It looked like Chris Jericho was like coach of the year, and it was just like, "Congrats, Orange Circle!" Like inner circle, bam, the orange circle, splash, right? Um, but yeah, good stuff.
Orange is one of my favourite colours, so I actually prefer the jacket now.
What's that? Yeah.
I said
Oh yeah,
orange is
yeah.
one of my favourite colours. I actually like the jacket. I like how he wears it, even though it's clearly ruined, but just to point out the fact that it's ruined.
Well,
You know what I
I
mean?
love how
Look
they
at
say
it.
like it gets more orange every week. Like you just see them spraying that orange on it. Like it's just really getting gaudy now. It's just hilarious. It's hilarious. Liam's joining us here. We got some Pete Heat going on first thing on the program here. That's hilarious. But no, and hey, there's John. There he is. There he is. There's John Howell here on the
Top
show
fan.
here. All the regulars are here. The six of us are here. Now that we've all congregated, we can begin the show. We can begin the program. Man, so obviously the TNT Championship, they were pretty open about the fact that it wasn't even going to be revealed at the show at Dynamite on last night. They were just showed it on Twitter. I saw pictures of it on social media. What are your takes on the new title here now that it's got the gold and the polish on it now?
I think it definitely looks better, but I feel like the middle bit's still very plain. It still feels like there's something missing. You know where it says TNT? I'd have had
Yep.
some inlay behind that, just to make it feel full. It still feels a little empty, but I don't know. Maybe that's just they wanted to keep it sort of, a nice transition between the old and the new. But it definitely looks better,
Yeah.
definitely because it was
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
unfinished look, and I wasn't really a fan, so it definitely looks better with the gold.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I saw one of the concepts early on where remember because they debuted it and it was like, oof, what is this? And it's like, no, 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 no. It looks like zinc plating because it is zinc plating. Like, don't worry, it's going to be silver plated. Here's the picture. I kind of like the middle where it's kind of mirrored almost and it's just sort of polished and it just says TNT there. It sort of takes, you know how like you look at like the big gold here. Oh, I can't really see it in the angle, but it's got all the details and all the antiquing in it, right? And all those sort of folds and little designs. I think it looks a little busy at times, so I think it's kind of cool that they contrasted that with just that pure shine. But I would hate to see that thing in like a live show, like outside, like when they're outside and it's sunny, and it's just like, yeah, zing, and you're like, oh, my face, oh, jeez, I can't see. Lisa's here too. Holy smokes, last minute Lisa,
Yes, Lise.
exactly. Pete with the perfect wording there because that's what it is late to the party, so now we can really get going here. We've just been kind of killing time here until Lee showed up. That's awesome. But honestly, no. Like I said, the TNT title coming out here. There was a lot to look forward to this week. So let's just get right into it here. They started us off with a tag team match here. We saw the Bucks come out there. The Bucks were coming out. The Dark Order with the back jump there. Matt Jackson, huge dives. Nick putting Stu to sleep with that super kick outside. Holy smokes, man! There was so many good spots in this match here. And it's I could say this until I'm blue in the face. We just saw a really good wrestling. So that's why I'm trying to now when I'm watching these matches, now that we're a bunch of episodes in, I'm trying to take away more than just oh man, great wrestling. You know what I mean? It's oh that was really great wrestling because I could say that every single week here. I think that the Uno Stu Grayson Cannonball 450 combo. I think if they're gonna keep doing that because it's so impressive, I want to see it finish people now. I want to see it lead into a finish because it's just so many. Like, it's kind of like what Randy Orton. I really don't agree with what Randy Orton is because I think he's boring as fuck. He's handsome as hell. He's a handsome devil,
Yeah,
but I think he's just boring as fuck, right? Randy Borton. But he
super
said
boring.
something. he said something about AEW wrestling that kind of resonated with me a bit, where he said him and his wife were watching it, and they saw, like, it was just like bam, 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 like, wow, that's a lot to the senses. But then when you walk away from it, you can't really recall anything that happened per se, because there was just so much of it. So I think that's kind of what happens a lot of the times here is we have these massive moves, these spots that it's just like, okay, bang, huge spot, okay, to the next spot, and it's like, let's just, let's slow it down a bit, right? And that might just be me, but I mean, AEW is definitely fast paced at its fastest for sure.
Yeah, I get that point. I definitely get that point. But I thought this was a great opening to show. Good quality tag match. I think my main pet peeve with it was I don't like Dark Order to lose when they've got such a high numbers advantage. Obviously, we need Young Bucks to win because they're going against FTR. They're building them. But when the Young Bucks have been attacked before the match even started and had, been cut off and such, and then one taken out, it makes the Dark Order look weak, and I don't. If they're going to lose, it maybe should have just been Stu and Uno, because they're a great tag team anyway. So them two with the numbers advantage, it's a bit like it doesn't do them any favors. That's only like the one downfall from the match, but the match itself was great. Stu Grayson is fantastic. Nick Jackson were on fire. Yeah, so like I say, the match was great. Yeah. But yeah, I'd rather they didn't lose when they've clearly got such a numbers advantage,
It's a real kind of like hot and cold with the Dark Order. You see them sometimes in supporting roles, and then very late, like very shortly here, we're going to talk about a very big thing Dark Order's got going on here in the program. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So that's what I know what you're saying, though. Definitely with that numbers game happening there, these guys can't be looking this weak. Like you said, it's essentially we're watching a long form version of Being the Elite. When you look at it, you're looking at the Bucks are very dominant. Kenny and Omega are the champions right now, and they cannot lose a match to save their lives. They cannot lose to save their lives. Cody is 17-1 now, and he's single-handedly brought the prestige of this championship he'll never lose. It's come to the point now where it's like, oh, Cody's going to defend the TNT title against somebody. Wow, somebody else is going to get the rub, I guess. Hey, this is great. But it's like they purposely took a year off. That first year, they fucking put Kenny Omega through the shits and had him lose to everybody. And they fucking made Cody take the long way around. And he even promised he'd never fight for the world title. So they gave him another one. It's just like, I feel bad for the people that waited to watch AEW because they were like, oh, I don't want to watch these guys just rub themselves off every week. I'll give it a year and see how it goes. Well, it kind of went backwards. They kind of took themselves the slow burn to build themselves up, which is great because that's what you see in NXT and WWE. When somebody's big on the indies or big in NXT, they'll reset them on the main roster. So we kind of got a reset for everybody, I guess, of the Elite. But now we're back in full swing. So if you were to if I would feel bad for somebody who fucking fell into a coma like 3 years ago, right? And they're like, holy shit, man, these guys are oversaturated. The fucking Bullet Club is everywhere. Like, can you just get out of my face for a bit? So what's on wrestling today? And it's like, oh, so the Elite is, I see. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But yeah, they were scared to put themselves over at first, but maybe they should have had one going over then, like you say, so it's not just the Elite. Like, it really emphasizes the all elite bit of the all elite wrestling, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, he did. He did say Kenny Omega, and he often says
Hangman
and Page.
Yeah, exactly. I got to get them. I got the two of them crossed in my brain somehow here. Absolutely. Was Colt there this week? Pete is asking, was Colt there? And if he was, I did not see him.
I didn't see him, no.
Yeah, exactly. John Howell asking, Dez, do you see yourself buying the replica TNT championship? Of course I do. 100% I do. Every single replica title that will ever exist will pass through my hands. But right now I'm waiting for old Walter here, for Walter Mania, the Walter Conda, to throw me that AEW, that I want that kid's toy belt so bad. I was so bad. I still have a bunch of my kids' toy belts here where they're $20 a piece, right? So, instead of spending $600 on one, you spend $20 on one and you just carry it around and hold it in the air like you just won the thing. I love it. I'm an absolute kid when it comes to that.
Put it on your shoulder, strut around.
That's exactly it. And my wife kind of just doesn't make eye contact with me because she refuses to look at me, right? That's But so after this year, we got MJF coming down to the ring. What a great suit. What an absolute great suit he's got on. Very presidential. This whole thing is just playing off so well for MJF. I'm absolutely digging. As soon as it happened, as soon as I heard his music come on, I literally just Okay, everything else is shutting down now. I'm watching this here. This is happening. I love that updated graph. We got 580 million votes so far for MJF. Whew! Crack that 580 million mark, baby. And 0 for Mox. This is so funny. I mean, MJF is he just cuts. It could, like, again, it's almost like if you've seen one episode of Triple D here with Dezzie and Dean, you don't have to watch any other ones because it's pretty much the same stuff. This guy is just gold. Like, these guys are doing so much. When they do it good, they are fucking great. It is amazing. And then you get the Nightmare Sisters. We'll get to that. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But MJF, man, MJF with his campaign here, I love it. There's the petitions out here now. He wants to, like, Lee showed that there. I saw it on social media today. I've got to actually go read the whole thing. But there's like a petition to stop Jonathan Moxley from using the paradigm shift in AEW. Like, it's so good. But it was, again, it really comes down to the difference between the products we see in professional wrestling. Here, MJF got on the mic, and rather than Moxley just come out and scare him off or have a stare down, he back jumped him and destroyed him. Like, he destroyed this man, and he showed why he is like, hey man, you want to come after me, and this is what happens. You know, Moxley as champion is great. Like, when you look at the AEW championship, you look at the prestige, the lineage of the AEW title. Wow, John Moxley for being the youngest champion in history. Let me tell you, Jesus, man, this guy's on a tear, man. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love this promo. Like, say, MJF, when he's got a mic in front of him, he's just sit back and watch because you're going to get entertained. And I like how he's pulling the graphics up, completely fabricated, made up numbers, and then going, the numbers don't lie. He's quite literally made up. Fantastic. And it was a nice spin on it. How, like, as soon as Moxley's music hit, he sent Wardlow and his entourage, like, oh, cut him off. Because he always comes through the crowd, doesn't he? So that was a nice way to get Wardlow away from the ring so he could be left alone for him to come out the back. And MJF took that paradigm shift. Awesome. He took it so well. Right on top of the head. I was like, yes. But then obviously afterwards, it were really selling the neck, wasn't he? So he's obviously took it like that to really paint that picture. But MJF's so good. I liked how he was laid. He said, oh, you like people laid on your back. So half the promo, he's on his back looking at the sky cam. Awesome. The guy, so good. So good.
I can't wait for next week.
This worked.
I can't wait for next week when he comes out with the biggest fucking neck brace on.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair, or like just like the biggest thing, right? It's going to be so over. It's going to be like the first ever, like, what is it? Like a Burberry fucking, like the neck brace there. It's going to be great.
It's got to be Burberry neck brace. It's got to be.
Yeah. He's got to be, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So then we replayed the Matt Hardy chair shot from last week. Holy shit, man. Again, seeing Sammy Guevara, if you missed it, go back, look at it. It's all over YouTube. It's all over everybody's blogs and stuff. That chair shot where he threw the steel chair at Matt Hardy's face, and man, if that busted him in the eye, he would not be seeing today. So he got 13 stitches across the head. Matt Hardy cuts a promo, and this is great. This is awesome. So Matt Hardy really showing that I love where he's going with this, how he's broken the fourth wall. He's Matthew Hardy. He's not broken. He's doing all these, like, he's admitting that, you know, these are gimmicks, that this is just like different places in his mind. And when he sees that guy, man, when he sees that, it's like, Sammy, bam. He doesn't just attack, like, he starts mauling this dude. And right away you're like, hey, that's not Sammy. And it's like, that's referee Mike Posey. And I didn't know Mike Posey's name until this. So congrats to Mike Posey for getting his name on national television. But that was fucking awesome, man. He went crazy on him. And this really shows what Matt Hardy is capable of here. This guy is so talented, and like physically, and just like that mind game shit is so good with him. I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, the commentary were really putting over the fact that the chair shot has affected him. Like, is he stable in the head? Like you say, it's all like a leather jacket. He's like, I'm waiting for him, and just started smashing his head off the wall, basically.
Yeah,
well, like,
just grinding, like, bang.
Yeah, because it was unsafe. But it's one of them examples where you've just got to roll with something sometimes, haven't you? It reminds me of, like, Sami Callihan is now over as such an effective heel because of that super dangerous, stupid baseball bat spot on the chair in Eddie Edwards and bust his eye. But after that, he stayed completely in character. People were upset at him for staying in character, but that got him to the level he is now, where he's just like, I apologise him. He's an idiot. I'm glad I smashed his eye. And that's what they're doing here. Imagine back afterwards, Sammy Guevara had been like, I'm so sorry, heat of the moment, that was so stupid. And Matt's a professional. He'll be like, well, no, we'll use this now. And they are literally using it. It's carrying this feud forward and gives it a bit of spice, doesn't it? So you just got to roll with it sometimes. They're both professionals. Like I say, I imagine they've hugged it out, but it's made this a lot more impactful now.
Oh God, yeah.
And,
Man,
like you say, it's an accident. You don't want people doing dangerous stuff to get stuff over, but it's happened. So you got to roll with it, and they're doing it. And so it's give it a lot more spice, and I like it.
We don't want it to happen, but when it happens, it's fucking great. But you can tell. I just love watching that clip back again when Sammy did that 450, that crazy fucking splash, that almost like a Phoenix splash, whatever it was, like a 450 through, but it almost
it's like curls into a ball and just destroys him. Yeah.
Well, you could tell like he's like, oh shit, I got to get this done quick, right? Like this has to. I can't pose up here. I've got to just run and dive on this guy. Like, oh no, because you could see like just like hamburger, man. It was pretty gross. That was something else. That was something else. All right, so now we're coming up to Lisa's favorite part of the show here. We had Cody defending the Cody Championship against Scorpio Sky. Wow, let me tell you something. Like Scorpio Sky, okay, so I have this down here. Scorpio, to me, I can't think of anything past right here. I'm not. They really showed the singles wrestling strength of Scorpio, and I just put him in SCU tag for so long that I really, honest to God, was sleeping on the guy. I forgot how good he was, man. I forgot how amazing he can be when given these singles chances, because this was crazy. This match was awesome. Back to the entrances though. The fucking Nightmare Family. What a convoluted group. It's like they're aiming for their own reality show just on their own, or they're just gonna make it themselves. Because you got them coming out. Cody's here. Brandy. Holy shit, is that QT and Dustin? And oh, there's Allie, and they're fighting already, and they can't just stop arguing for 5 seconds. Brandy's carrying her own action figures. Granted, I would carry my own action figures too, so I couldn't really hate on her for this. But then imagine poor Dustin. Imagine poor Dustin Rhodes, Dustin Runnels sitting there fucking all day long, getting his face painted, painting his face, just to stand in the background behind Brandy Rhodes and pretend like you're arguing with QT Marshall
behind
and his
Brandy.
Girlfriend.
Behind.
Yeah, you know?
Surprised Brandy wasn't stood in front of Cody.
Yeah, all right. Well, that was it. And yeah, okay, we should just make a Brandy Rhodes hour, okay? Because we could totally do that, man. Totally do that. So, but
heels
Mike
on
Chioda, heels on heels, dude. Yes, AEW heels on heels. Mike Chioda's here, and that was fucking cool, man. That was great to see Mike Chioda there. Scorpio Sky kicking out of the Crossroads. Who kicks out of the Crossroads? Okay, calm down. As soon as he said that, I was like, holy fuck. How about everybody in the WWE roster, right? Like, come on now, jeez. But he couldn't kick out of the second one, but he tried. I thought that was the coolest thing, man. When Scorpio got his leg up there and just like pushed, and he's like, like, no, not happening. And I'm saying, okay, Cody, now where do you bless Scorpio for getting the rub of the century here? But I want you to talk about what happened after this match, because this fucking blew me away. I was so happy with this. This is something we've been talking about for a while here. When is this going to happen? When are they going to pull the trigger on this guy and this organization? And they fucking did. I love it. Go on.
Well, we're going straight to the afterwards. This promo from Brody Lee was awesome. So much energy. It were like intense. And they were putting over that Cody's wrestling a lot. This open challenge, it takes its toll. Surely, I believe that Brody Lee could take this title off him now.
Yes.
Especially with them putting that over. And it's sort of like, even though it's on a Saturday, it's a normal Dynamite, but that still makes it feel a bit different and a bit special. And can he afford to lose his second title fight that he's in, Brody Lee, after losing, the first one? And the Dark Order, after what I was just saying earlier, they need this. And I think it's, after what Cody's been through, all this punishment he's taken, Brody Lee is a monster and he's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
So I were excited. I'm like, yes. So I genuinely can see. I like how he had the old belt as well, didn't he? The old design.
Yeah.
Like they haven't just edited that one. He's like, oh, I'll give you this back, don't worry, so you can have your, what you represent. Yeah. So really, really intense from Brody Lee, and I was like, actually, yeah, I want that match, and I want him to win. I think it'd be good for Dark Order, that for their boss, the one who's spouting about what they are, to have a championship and take it off the top boy. Yeah. But can I just go back to the beginning? Like,
please.
All the lame bits of this came before the match started. Because like they were on about, Scorpio Sky says he's going to kick doors down, so let's just stick a door here that wasn't there 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, that
just
was something
just so he can kick it over. It's like, what the hell with that? Like, block the tunnel out. I'm like, okay, that's a bit lame. Forget that.
Yeah,
We love you, Scorpio.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, the Nightmare Family.
Yeah.
There's normally a disconnect. Yeah, like showed you a door, so you thought, where's this door? Is it backstage? Oh no, they've just put it there like 10 seconds ago. But yeah, but the Nightmare Family, normally there's a disconnect, isn't there, with Cody when it comes to the in-ring stuff. But it was just so Brandy could be seen because of this tag tournament. Because I think it's such a shame they've missed a trick. When we were talking about this tag tournament with the women, we wanted to see the women. We thought that'd be even though Brandy's definitely 1,000,000% winning it, and that's all it's for. It'd been good to see the women because there didn't much women on the show, and they've just done it on the internet. But I think that shows that the people don't want to see Brandy winning all the time either. I think they know, don't put it on main show, So I don't. So that worked, like you're saying, Dustin, poor Dustin. So all the crap stuff came before the match, and the Prince of Pro Wrestling. And they started gipping when they said that, and he's like, right, smug. I am because he worked heel in the match, didn't he? But it's like they're rolling into it, but still not admitting that they're heels. But the Prince of Pro Wrestling, I were like, dude. And then, So, but then, like you say, the match itself, technical, hard hitting, the match were fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Scorpio Sky is amazing, and he's going to have an incredible singles run at some point. He's fantastic. And like straight after, how Cody does when he wins, gets on one knee, I'll pick you up. Now you're a star, kid. Now you're a star.
Yeah.
Scorpio Sky backs off. And then Cody is going, why are you working over my ribs? I thought we were friends. And I thought, you fucking dickhead. You're a right dickhead in your fights. When someone shows you a bit of weakness, you pounce on it. And when you're going to go mad at Scorpio. But another thing though, I don't like, they were working over the ribs. I'm not a fan when someone works over a particular body part, it should be the person who then loses to protect the fact that, that's why, because they're injured and they got injured. Yeah. So I don't like how Cody gets worked over but still wins. It's like, you're already the strongest thing to ever happen. You're the Prince of Pro Wrestling, man. You don't need that as well. So, but I don't know. But maybe that were more for Brody Lee is going to destroy his ribs. You know, but still, I'm on about in the psychology of this match itself because But yes, but I hope, again, we love Cody. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. Hey, I love Cody and Brandy. Fucking great people. Holy fuck.
Brandy, she's probably a lovely person, but it's like, I really don't want to see her on the TV. And then when it's like Nightmare Family and she's like posing, it's like, no one cares, Brandy. No one cares.
Save it for the 2,500 people that are watching the shot of Brandy on YouTube or whatever.
Well, so that's it. That tag team tournament, it's just for them to win. But overall, let's say before pre-match shit, crap. Match itself, awesome. Post-match, brilliant. Super excited for that Brody Lee and Cody match.
Very excited for that one. Shanna bringing up a really
well said, Shanna. Well said.
There's no women tag matches on Tag Team Appreciation Night, and they're building up a women's tag team tournament. They could have had one of the qualifying matches, and I actually watched that tripe. I actually watched it on fucking YouTube. Okay, holy crap. It's literally like, hey, Des, so are you excited about your color you're going to pick here? Yeah, we'll see here. And then, I got purple. And then there's fucking whoever it is off camera that comes in and it's like, yo, we're a team now. Cool, let's go wrestle. So literally there's like big and little swole. There's some kind of resemblances of stories are going on here. Friends are being reunited, which is cool. But the whole thing seems like such an afterthought to the Nightmare Sisters, themselves, that you're watching the brackets and you're like, why are they even qualifying for this? Why haven't they just gotten a bye to the finals already? Like, it should be like in WWE when you have a tournament for a title, but there's already somebody as the champion. So you fight the whole tournament to the middle, and then you have to fight the champion that's fresh. So you're effectively getting
the boss battle.
Yeah, the boss fight. Yeah, it's a boss fight. Yeah. So it should have just been come and win the Nightmare Sisters tag team tournament. Why? Because we fucking said so. I'm Brandy Rhodes. Buy my stuff.
But that's it. I thought that's it. The one positive, definitely obviously Brandy's going to win. But I thought the one positive, it'd get to let's see the women you've signed and that we don't really know about. Get them on the main show, expose it. No, it can be on the internet. No, we get it on the internet and because I think they even know that no one's invested in Brandy and Finn winning this. I don't think so. If you are, if anyone likes them, fair enough, tell us. and
Yeah,
we'll
please.
ban you.
If any of our regulars here, and we'll ban you. Yeah. And we won't pull your questions up online anymore. Thank you very much.
But no, you know what I mean? Lovely people, but yeah, man, it's just not working. It's just like there's forcing Brandy. She's got to do something. Oh, this didn't work. Well, can I try my Nightmare Collective? That don't work, right? So I do. It's just like, just feel like they need to get her over. She's got an action figure for
I
God's sake.
just feel like all this stuff is happening at the same time. The push of the Elite, the Brandy whole overexposure, Brandy Gate, whatever, Brandy Palooza, wherever we're gonna call it here. There's so much happening here. It seems like they all waited one calendar year. They all just said, you know what, we should give it some time. Let's let AEW, sort of settle itself, and we'll just sort of get settled and make it all kind of build from there. But then 1 year in, holy fuck, we're going full bore, and Brandy Mania is going wild, brother. And it's just like, okay, here we go.
Well, that's how I about earlier. The All Elite, when they first announced it, they call it. Oh yeah, by the way, we're now the Elite, and our new promotion is All Elite Wrestling, right? But now that feels like the Elite in All Elite Wrestling is the Elite, as opposed to just what the actual word means.
All the best wrestlers. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly, man. It's a crime to not see people like Rachel Ellering on TV. Totally, Shanna. I totally agree. Rachel Ellering, seeing her on the internet was awesome again. Again, she's got such energy. You know what I mean? Such energy. So I love that one. It was a good match too. There was some good wrestling in there, but it was just overshadowed by the fact that you're talking about the Nightmare Sisters in every match. It's like, oh my gosh. Which brings us, it's not even a segue, but let's just keep going with the show here. Jurassic Express taking on Omega and Hangman. See, I got Omega and Hangman. I got them both separated there. Yes, I remember that I slipped that so much.
Proud of you.
I slipped that so much. I tell you, I just love hunky men so much, dude. It just gets me in the brain, Gets me in the brain. It's like a weed just going through my brain and just like setting itself in there and telling me, dudes. So, what's up with Luchasaurus? Luchasaurus and his super high voice. It just reminds me of one of those things where it's like, hey guys, you know what I mean? So funny. Him shouting out to his mom there, giving a shout out to the dinosaur, getting a title shot there before the match. I thought that was pretty funny there. Man, Jungle Boy must be very light. Jungle Boy must be made of like some kind of marshmallow sponge cake or something, because Hangman caught him off of a crossbody and put him in for a slam. No pause needed. There wasn't like I got this big man on my shoulders and now I'm going to slam him. It was like effortless, man. Jungle Boy, and I just want to see more Marco stunt. Why haven't they let Marco wrestle more? I don't know if it's a conscious decision that they're just like, they don't want him to wrestle, or he doesn't want to wrestle, or what's going on. But
I think they wrestle more as the 3 on Dark, don't they? There's the full Jurassic Express, don't they? Whereas as on the main. Obviously, this was a tag appreciation thing, and you're going to put your 2 best in. Let's put Marco in that conversation. Damn it, even the New Day cycles it around. Like all of the the Freebirds cycle it around. Like all those groups of 3 or more cycle it around. So let's see it. You know what I mean? I want to see Marco on TV in tag matches here, man. But apparently, I might be alone here because they're not showing it to me. Damn it, show it to me. Personally, I can have 2 of the 3. It'd be the 2 that were in the ring. They're
wow,
2 I'm
Dean.
more invested in. Yeah.
Wow, Dean.
Sorry, bro.
I just had to go cry for a second there. Sorry, I had to leave the feed for a minute there. But
no, against him, he's a cool dude. I really like him. I like what he is, his gimmick itself. But yeah, I
fucking love Dean.
There's no Brandy Rhodes.
I want to see Dean on the cruise. Listen, you guys are all fucking awesome, but I fucking hate you on TV. I'll drink with you guys all night long, but I fucking hate all of your characters. Like, that's awesome. I got Hangman here. I love this crazy combo of the springboard lariat. He's on the turnbuckle. Jungle Boy is kind of straddling the ropes. Springboard lariat to Jungle Boy. So Jungle Boy flies out of the ring, and then Hangman dives onto Luchasaurus. Like, Hangman has got so many. He's like a fucking man of mystery or something here. He's got this cowboy thing where he looks like a real old school guy. But he's got these moves. He just busts out, and you're like, oh man, am I hooked
incredible.
on cowboy shit?
He's
Am I hooked
incredible.
on cowboy shit now? Yeah, exactly. Incredible, dude.
He is.
It's fucking
He
incredible,
really is.
man.
When I first saw him, I didn't really get much from him. I thought, what's he all about? But now he's genuinely, absolutely one of my favourites. He hits so hard, like you say, he's fast, he's strong. He can do everything, basically. Yeah, and he's big enough and strong enough to do it to anyone. Yeah. So it's like he's awesome. Really good. Can never have enough good things to say about Hangman.
I think Hangman is a grower, not a shower. You know, really. When I first saw him, like you said on ROH, I was like, cool. And now it's just like, bro. When you see it actually, like when you see him in action, you're like, fuck yeah, wow. So there you go. There's my second gay reference here for the day here. So he's a grower, not a shower. But yeah, like we're looking at, man, the one spot I noticed in this match, Jungle Boy doing that springboard in the ring. Paige had to move a bit inward just to help him reach, because it was just kind of like he came up. He looked like he was going to come a little bit short. So I think if Paige didn't move in with him there, he would have definitely missed that sort of that jump he was doing, that attack. But man, that last call finisher, man, I think that Jungle Boy taking the last call is a little bit overkill. You know what I mean? Like it was just, oh my God, it's like he's already dead. But again, so then after I said this, I said, so this is quickly becoming us just watching the Elite defend their titles week after week. Because I've said it before, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Hangman and Omega, right? I said that right? They can't lose a match to save their lives, man. They're just too good. Even when they're trying, even when they're arguing, even when they can't communicate, even when they're singled out and it's 2-on-1. He busts out that last call, or they bust out the move, what do you call it there? The freaking buckshot and like something, right? The V trigger, something happens that they can't lose the match. And I think it's just crazy. What's going to stop them? Are we going to see FTR do it? Are the Bucks going to finally do it? What's it going to be?
I think it'll be the winner of that feud. Like I think, especially, obviously we'll get into that segment later, but it feels like that the FTR and Young Bucks feud should be like decided within the three-way between all three. Like I said, we'll get to it because of what Tully said later on and stuff. But yeah, so is the winner of that feud going to then take it off and potentially? Because like you say, the two, they are awesome. Like, I really enjoyed this match. You never for a second thought Jurassic Express were going to win, but I still really enjoyed the ride.
Yeah.
I think the interesting bit about this match for me is like, we saw Kenny Omega snap a few weeks back, but we haven't really seen much side of that. I think it was really heelish in this match. Like before the match, he got right up in the faces with a belt, which I thought was strange. He slapped Marco Stunt off the apron. You know, he was doing a lot of taunting, and then the Snapdragon to an unsuspecting Marco Stunt on the outside. So I thought that were interesting, really interesting. So I did like that. But like I said, I enjoyed the ride. I knew they were going to lose. Like, it's going to take someone big, and surely it can only be whoever wins the best tag team in the world feud.
Right.
Out of there, you know, that's how you're going to have to do it, surely. Yeah.
And I like the fact that they have enough tag teams that the titles aren't in that feud right now with the Bucks and FTR. That's cool. Shanna, again, saying she felt a hint of a heel mood off of Kenny.
Yeah, definitely.
Did anyone else? And obviously, yes. Yeah, more than a hint for sure. I mean, that's just bad behavior. I mean, a mistake becomes bad behavior pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right, exactly. We got Santina Ortiz in the locker room. They're bleaching the clothes and the gear of the best friends. Man, like, what do you do, man? It's just like, it reminds me of one of those, like, psychotic exes who's just like, it's like, dude, or like even just not even an ex, but just somebody who just fucking, yeah, we had a brush in and now you're just like obsessed with me here. You know what I mean? Like bleaching their gear, bleaching their clothes. Oh man, that was good.
Well, it doesn't sound badass, does it? But they're daft enough and all. Like, he's a bit psychotic. Where this worked. Like, it sounds lame on paper. Like, oh yeah, they put bleach on my clothes. What a devastating, heel move. This feud is fired up, but they're daft. So I'd forgive it. And like, to be fair, when you think about it, if you got back to the locker room and your clothes were all covered in bleach and it's shower, like, that would piss you off, man. That would piss you off. And you'd be like,
because you're wearing gear. Fuck.
It's like, but so yeah, they're daft enough that it works, even though it's lame and a bit stupid. It's like it works with them too.
Yeah.
It's like, apologize, you're tripping, and I'm off.
Yeah.
I love them too. I really do.
So then we got into Tag Team Appreciation Night, which I thought was really nice. I thought this was a really cool way to push this story forward and just get more people in. And as soon as I saw Ricky Morton in that fucking ring, I was like, okay, something big is going to happen to Ricky Morton here. Because Ricky Morton does not just come out for nothing, right? Like, this is, fuck, man. When I saw him, what were we watching? NWA, or what was the last show he was on? I think was it Impact as well, right? When he did that dive? Or sorry, not Impact.
They were on AEW. Well, they were on, they were on here not so long back. He did like a Canadian Destroyer over. top rope, didn't he? And that, like, so he still throws himself about a bit. Does that dude? Yeah.
Man, no, like he totally does. So that's why when I saw him in there, I'm like, okay, this is again AEW. It's going to be a talk piece, but it's going to get physical, right? There's going to be something happening here. Thought that was really cool. We had Young Bucks out there with FTR. They invited Arn and Tully to come out, and then the Rock and Roll Express. So we had a really good this generation and the past generation of tag team wrestling. If you can even call Rock and Roll Express that past generation, they're still going. They're still winning titles. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, that's crazy, man. That's so crazy. So they have a good back and forth here. There's a lot of respect here, And then Tully breaks it up. And Tully just immediately goes into Arn. I love that. I loved how pokes right there. What's this about? I don't get this. The Nightmare Family logo. It was awesome. Arn totally just like, no, I see where this is going. As soon as he saw Sean Spears on the deck, he says, I see where this is going, and he backs out of it. He just gets out. There's a nice distraction there. We got Rock and Roll Express looking out there, and FTR back jumping the fucking man. This was what an attack. Like this wasn't even just like he took a little bit of a bump and then he kind of went down. But even with FTR there, right? Even with fucking can't tell again if it was Cash or Dax, but his knee is fucked, right? Like it looks like it's legit. They're pushing for that. So I don't know if it's real or not because I know what knee injuries are like and they're fucking fickle. So for him to just fucking like fall and all of a sudden just be like, "Hey, fuck," you know what I mean? I think that was.
Well, I think it was swerve because he did a move really, didn't he? Like straight after. So I think it was a bit of a swerve to make us relax as an audience, like
exactly right. Yeah, just sort of like okay, they're hurt, they're over here, right? I thought that was really cool because they led into it from last week. I was totally fucking hook, line, and sinker into it, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second here. That's when they hit that beautiful spike pile driver there on Ricky Morton. Like holy shit, this guy is. I can't, if you wanted me right now, I could not lay down on this floor and stand back up again without moaning and groaning and holding both of my knees like an asshole. Okay? How the fuck is this old man taking spike pile drivers and fucking just shrugging them off? You know what I mean? Like, unless they're giving him some sort of youth elixir or, I don't know, man. Holy shit.
Maybe just can't feel out. His nerves are shut.
Lease loves Tully. Great on the mic. Very believable. Yeah, exactly. He is super believable. I feel bad every time Rock and Roll Express get attacked, says Shanna. Please be nice to Wrestle Grandpas. Hey, Wrestle Grandpas are in there. They're going to get thrown around, man. Fucking, it's a young man's game, apparently.
This segment was great. I loved all this. Because when the FTR asked the other week for a tag team appreciation night, we were wondering a bit how that's going to work. Because obviously you can't just put a lot of tag teams on. Because AEW itself is a tag team appreciation promotion.
Yeah.
In it, they put it across and we like it. I like tag team wrestling and they've got the best division in the world. So why not show it? So the actual appreciation side of things came from the little vignettes of people telling you, tag teams telling you who their favourite tag teams are. And this segment, and like it started with them, it were really nice and sweet, wasn't it, how it started?
Yeah.
Just thanking the, Fourth Hour was like, thank you for this, you inspired us. And they were both, everyone put everyone over. And the Rock and Roll Express then put over Young Bucks as the best in the world. And then Aaron says, well, I think these are the best in the world. So that were nice. Right. And then, Tully getting on the mic really changed the tone. And he did it so well. Really well. He's like, well, you say you're the best. You're arguing over the best. Where's the belts?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't got a belt. How can you say you're the best? And excellent point. Excellent point. Yeah. Really excellent point. And I love the way he changed the tone. And I like till he tapped off. What I don't understand this. None of us do. None of us understand it. None of us do, Tully. But and then for him all get physical and that. I loved it. I
fucking love you, Dean, man.
But so ups and downs, and like you say, the knee looked like horsework, and then boom. This segment were great and really put over exactly what this show was supposed to be about, the tag team appreciation. Yeah, and like I say, I like these legends actively involved in storyline. You can't. That's what you want. You don't want nostalgia pops. Hey, look who it is. No, get them in. Have everyone moreover afterwards. Brilliant. Yeah,
absolutely. Male Tag Team Appreciation Night was fucking rad. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So then if we go backstage, we got Chris Jericho. We got Mike Chioda being interviewed. Mike Chioda's being interviewed here. Legendary referee. He's been in the business for so long here. Finally, AEW. That's so rad that they're just grabbing referees too. And anybody, all the brains they can. That's so cool. Chris Jericho interferes and he's telling Mike Chioda, look, hey, I got you this job. I could get you another job here. I've gotten you work before. Do the right thing. It's going to come time in our match, my match here with OC in the main event. Do the right thing. You're the referee. Do the right thing. And I thought that was so good. It's just like, it's it's not really, it's been done before, of course, like a lot of wrestling, everything in wrestling has been. But it's a really good heel trope to just, I've got the ref in my back pocket, like that kind of thing. And for him to believe it too was so good. So I thought that was really awesome. And then again, Chris Jericho's ever oranging jacket. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Is it nice? He said he saved his job in the past, didn't he? So like you say, putting over you owe me to do the right thing. And he's like, I'll call it down the middle. He's like, oh yeah, you call it down the middle. You call it down the middle, yeah, but do the right thing. Which obviously we're getting a blade into the match. So it was a nice little build for that.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And we got Sammy again with the signs. I got sidetracked there. He had some signs calling out Matt Hardy again, keeping that feud alive there.
Did you? Hang on, can I just say about that? Did you have picture in picture when you were watching that? Then, yeah.
So this was because of the NBA Finals this week here, and they messed up the TSN feed on TV, so I don't get to watch it. Remember how like 2 weeks ago I was like, yeah, I got it on TV finally. Well, that was 1 week because then the NBA Finals took over, so now I've got to watch it on bootlegs again. So
this was funny because like I get on Fight, you don't get picture in picture, you just get the full screen.
Yeah.
So, but you could hear the production team and everything. So, if you notice, he has some cars and he gets rid of a few and his thing and he starts posing and they're like, oh, you've got 30 seconds left. He's like, have you got any cards? He's like, you said 15 seconds, still 15 seconds. That's why he's picking them up off the floor again, going,
that's hilarious.
Look at this, look at this. And because you could hear it all. You could hear all the production staff. Yeah, keep going. What do you mean? You said 15 seconds?
That's
that was really funny. It was good. It made me laugh. And then so that's why he's scrabbling around picking cards up.
I saw at least commenting on that because I was watching it. I was kind of in and out. I missed some of the signs because I was writing them down of what they were saying, right? And then I missed some of them, so I was kind of like in and out of it. And then I see him all of a sudden picking up all the signs again and going through them. And I'm like, what the fuck's the message here? What are you doing if you're going through signs you've already thrown out? Like, that's hilarious, man. That's so funny. That's so funny, man. And then, of course, here we had fucking Hikaru Shida in action. I think I caught the name of this other enhancement talent, Monroe. I think they call
Heather Monroe.
Heather Monroe. Okay, Heather Monroe. So Hikaru Shida versus Heather Monroe. In Heather Monroe's upset victory win. Just kidding, that didn't happen. That did not happen at all. What we saw for this finish, I thought it was a great finish in that we got this like that muscle buster that Brock used to do, that over the leg over the shoulder. But then she took that other leg, locked it, and then took her arm and pulled it in too. So she had 3 of her 4 limbs. And like they said, like you got nowhere to go at that point. It just looked painful. Like it looked painful as hell.
It was nice to see her get a submission win, wasn't it? Instead of it was nice to see that. But it was a good start from Heather Monroe, like attacking her early, like getting on with it. But again, why no feud for Shida? Your champion. Why are we seeing this little scrappy squash when you've got the tag tournament? It's like this is your women's segment on the old show. It's a tag team appreciation night. Couldn't you have had a tag, one of the matches from this card? Or I don't know, but it's like why not feud for Shida? We're not too far away from All Out now.
No.
It's like she's awesome. I love seeing her on the screen, but I want to see what she can actually do. She deserves a feud. And then afterwards, she got on mic, so I'm thinking, all right, now we're going to spice it up. We'll invest someone in. And she goes, I'm ready whenever. Oh, so back to square one. No, still no feud.
I thought it was exactly the moment where like a Nyla Rose would come out or a Vicky Guerrero, somebody would come out and say, okay, here we go now. You had your little squash match, and now we're going to have our talk piece. Never happened. It's like, okay.
Such a shame.
So Shida's going to be the champion then. That's good. That's good stuff then. Then we previewed next week here. Then we got Jake Roberts doing a fucking. This was kind of fucking. This was not kind of fucking weird. This was just really fucking weird. Okay, hang on before we get into this though. Sorry. Lisa's saying, for as short as it was, I thought Heather did well when she came out the gate and healed it up like stuff like, this is your champion. Pathetic. Yeah, no, she did a good job at what she was supposed to do for sure. But again, like we've got to like. Can we give us the name of the person? Like, it seems so much less of an enhancement match if they just would have said Monroe versus Shida is tonight instead of Shida in action tonight. It's like, hey, who's she going against? KPH, one of the other nameless girls that's in the roster here, or like, who is it going to be, right?
It just basically says squash match. When you say in action, it's basically, you might as well say Shida as a squash match tonight. That she's definitely winning in less than 2 minutes. Yeah. You might as well just say that. That's exactly what we're thinking as Edge, And And it's right, like say, put the name over, and then that little, you say Evan Monroe, who's Evan Monroe? Oh, well, we saw something from her. We saw a bit of character work. We saw heel it up. We saw attack. So even if it only lasts 2 minutes, then, well, at least we've established who this woman is and a name and a character. But she's obviously not beating the champ because the champ's dominant. Fine, perfect. Move on.
Or why couldn't this have been like, this could have been like a 1, 2, 3 kid moment where it's just like, who the fuck is this Monroe girl that just pinned our champion here? You know what I mean? Like, that was a pretty close win she almost got there. That was pretty close, but then she still lost, you know? Like, something like this to shake it up a bit if they're going to have her go down this jobber route here. But whatever. But now this is what I want to get your take on, because this was fucked up. Jake Roberts starts cutting a promo in the locker room, and Archer just sees somebody cross his path, so he starts destroying him like we've seen before. And I'm like, okay, this is great. This is awesome. Roberts is still going on with this, like, he's like a prophet here. He's just giving this really raspy, love his promo. And then Archer's like, show him. He's like, no, man, no, show him. And he rips his shirt off, and then he turns him around, and he pulls it, like, he's got written on his back in marker, everybody dies. And I'm like, did I miss something? And so then Jake Roberts is like, oh, come on, man. I'm grumbling. He's grumbling like an old fucking incoherent babbling man now who just got fucking told. And I get that everybody would be to Archer because that's the role, right? Like, he's not in control of Archer at all. But, like, did I miss something here in that, like, he started so fierce and mystical and he just ends up just, like, getting fucking, like, abused and, like, I don't know. Like, I really didn't know what to think of this because it was just like, what's up, Jake?
No, well, what I get from this is exactly that. Like, he's been the voice of him. Lance has been happy for him to get in the opportunities he has. But Lance actually said, did you tell him yet? Did you tell him yet? As in, before they've come on screen, before what they've been talking about is Lance Archer, that's what he wants to get across. To a point where he's now, bullying his mental ever so slightly. Like, Jake seemed scared. And it's like, this is what I want you to say across. And it's like, Jake will be like, look, I know what to say. I know what to say. He's like, no, this is what So imagine this behind the scenes that you aren't seeing. Turning him round, everybody dies and writing it on him. And that's why he's put it on. But Jake didn't want you to see that. Not because he didn't want you to see without a shirt on. It's like, he's showing his weakness here, that now Lance is in control of him and got it. So I thought this was quite interesting in the regards of that. Like, now Jake's borderline scared and Lance is getting a bit out of control. So where he's not happy for Jake just to be the mouthpiece like that and push it. It's like almost like, he's fighting everyone he sees. It's like, could it attack Jake? And I thought that were interesting. How he'd wrote on his back, because there's no way obviously Jake would let him write that on his back, and he didn't want to see it because I felt like it was showing his weakness that Lance is fully in control of him now as well. And, as I say, he's probably saying beforehand, get across that's all I care about, destruction. Oh no, trust me, Lance, this is what we need to say. He's like, no. And I can just imagine him holding him down and writing on his back to emphasize to Jake, no, this is what I want. And that's why he shows it. He's mad, he's found up, rips his shirt off, and then because even Jake walks in the opposite direction, like, oh. So I thought this was really interesting because at first, in my very first instant, they were like, oh, well, that's not who Jake is. That's not good for Jake. He just made him seem well lame. But when you think of it more like that psychological side of Lance Archer's character, then it's like, actually, no, that's really subtle and quite dark.
I'm hoping they go somewhere with it. I really hope.
So me too. Yeah, me too. So I like this. It's got potential.
That shirtless Jake image will be burned into my brain forever, at least.
Yeah, it will.
Yep, exactly. Burned into your brain forever at every private moment. Every private moment. So then next week we got August 22nd Dynamite. We got this Saturday Dynamite, right? So it's not happening on Wednesday now. It's happening on Saturday. Is this for the NBA thing or is this because of other reasons?
Probably. Sports. Yeah, sport takes over stuff, doesn't it? So I'd imagine. Real sports
taking over. Yeah, real sports. Yeah, fucking taking over our shit. So we got FTR taking on Private Party, which is going to be awesome. Again, like I said, FTR. I'm hoping there's going to be some more developments in the FTR story here. We got the Elite taking on the Dark Order, so I think there might be some crossover with those two matches. We got the women's finals, and we see the Nightmare Sisters win this big trophy they just invented that nobody really cares about. So that's happening next week. Darby Allin in action. So who's he gonna fucking body with his skateboard? What unknown soldier will go down to Darby Allin next week? We'll find out. And an 8-man tag. We got Lucha Brothers and the Butcher and the Blade in the most fucking ragtag thrown together match I've ever seen in my whole life versus QT Marshall, Dustin Rhodes, and the Jurassic Express. If there was ever just a fucking reason, if AEW wants to give Jim Cornette reasons to hate the program, why not throw together 8 men that just have nothing? Like, just fuck it. Why wasn't this on Tag Team Appreciation Night? I don't know. But that's our week next week. That's what we're looking forward to next week, which of course brought us into our main event. The main event.
Can I mention that, like FTR versus Private Party of Faces? I think the end of the appreciation thing with them attacking. Do you think that's to paint the heel face dynamic between this feud of the Bucks and FTR? Because it was quite a heelish thing to do.
Oh,
so do you think that were to try? So they're going to face all faces from now on, because Private Party are over as baby faces as well, aren't they? So
absolutely.
Do you think that they're really going to now split the divide of FTR are the heels and Young Bucks are the faces? Because I don't think it needs that. No, you're both the best. You can both be over in whatever ways and do whatever and just be the best. But it feels like that's what they're doing, try to create the classic heel and face. But is that, I don't know.
I think so too. I definitely agree with that. I think they're crossing those lines. They're making boundaries there where FTR is making those moves. Lisa's saying, that's an excellent take, Dean. The abusive student and the scared, vulnerable mentor. Yeah. He's created a monster, man. He's literally there. He's gonna say it. Yeah. I fucking want him to say it now. Oh, I've created a monster. Bang, done. Just hit us over the head with it. Just fucking slam us over the head with it, man. Just slam us over the head with it there. But so yeah, they're saying it is NBA, and our man here, John Howell, it's because of the NBA, but they coincidentally moved it to the day of the next NXT takeover. Is there a takeover happening on the 22nd?
And the 30th takeover.
The Triple X, right?
Triple X, crazy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm looking forward to that because I like NXT, so that's good. But we're not here to talk about NXT. I know. I'm sorry, Cody. I'm sorry. Fuck. I don't
apologize to Brandy, not Cody.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, well, I don't know. One of the two of them, right? Yeah, right. There we go. Brandy. Brandy thinks of herself as Palpatine for sure, right? She's the fucking wizard behind the curtain. And Cody's just that big face who's like, hello, look at my title. And Brandy's like, hee 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 hee. But, man, we fucking
Brandy officer. So funny. Oh, so witty.
God. We need to make action figures of ourselves and carry them around, okay? I'm going to carry 2 action figures, one of Dean and one of myself with me at all times in my belt loop.
Power bobbing the Brandy Rhodes figure through a table, yeah.
Awesome. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Brandy Rhodes. Let me tell you, that's how you make a figure sell. That's how you make an action figure sell. Is if you put yourself out there as one of the first 6 figures of the brand new most captivating wrestling company on the internet on TV. Is you put yourself in that first line of action figures so that people will say, "Yeah, I got the whole first set. Even Brandy, yeah, I got Brandy too."
Well, that's it. It's like that's the first woman. There's a champion. You've got to have 2 champions who are super over. Why aren't they in the advert for the figure? It's like when this AEW heels, it's like, oh, Brandy's the ultimate role model for all women ever. She's like the comparisons. You make all the time at Triple H, the 2 royal families. She's like Stephanie McMahon claiming ownership of inventing and saving women's wrestling. And this AEW heel's like, oh, yeah, it's a nice idea. You're paying for it, by the way. Well, you got to pay for a nice, safe space. Oh, we're not a platform for us women. You've got a platform for you women. It's called Dynamite. Stop putting stuff on the internet and having 2-minute squash matches with your champion. You've got a platform for you women. That's watched by a lot of people.
You read that out.
Brandy's my role model. I'd love to have that level of self-confidence. We need to say, sorry, Brandy, if you are watching, which you're definitely not. It sounds like we're just really, really being mean. But, get off my TV, please. No, I'm only joking. But, yeah, it's right, though, isn't it? You got to pull it apart.
I really want to get action figures of high-level executives.
Chief Brandy Officer. Oh, my God, what a joke. That's so witty and charming.
Get your Johnny Cadillac action figure while you're at it. Yes, absolutely.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yes, comes with a free DEC shirt. It's not free, it's actually $30. But it fits on the little Cadillac, little Johnny Cadillac action figure. So that's
comes with a top fan badge, John.
Yeah, right there you go. Exactly. Yeah. Little check mark there. But man, we have gone off the fucking rails here. We haven't even talked about the main event. The main event, Orange Punch, Orange Cassidy, OC versus Chris Jericho. Wow, man. Wow. This, again, these guys can wrestle. They show it again and again. They've got this great dynamic where you know, we got this sort of drunken master. I love Mike Rose for that, by the way, saying that that OC is like a modern day drunken master, because totally he's got this style down where it's like, holy shit, man, he just laid him out. Like incredible moves here. We're seeing like a huge leap by Orange Cassidy here, hands in pockets. I love Jim Cornette. Say what you will about him, I love the like calling him pockets is fucking hilarious. So we got pockets jumping off the top rope. Chris Jericho is the ultimate. Like, goddamn, man, this guy can just fucking wrestle a match and put anybody over. Cody wishes he was Chris Jericho. Jericho is so safe. He just knows all these things. He's like, you want to do this? Fine, kid, do it. And I'll fucking make sure we're both okay. You know what I mean? Like, this is great shit, man. We saw some wicked shit there. I'm a real fan of the leaping DDT off the top rope, like even off the middle rope, where you jump off and you just fucking like drill the guy into the mat, like bang. Chris took that excellently. It's a real pain in the ass to do in wrestling games. I don't know if anybody out there is playing WWE 2K19 or any of the other ones, but it was always hard because you see it, you're like, yeah, I want that as one of my moves. But every time you try to do it in an actual match, it fucking botches hard. You just end up fucking up. So congrats to those guys for doing a move I can only see in video games. That's fucking cool. Thought that was super cool. Again, this match just went back and forth here. A lot of really good storytelling. Fucking Mike Chioda, though, man, that came time for that spot with Floyd the Bat. Mike Chioda says, you know what? He's like, turn around. Just look over there. Turn around. I love that spot. That was so good. So well done. But, hey, Mike Chioda is not in anybody's pocket, apparently. Or at least not in Chris Jericho's. Maybe $1 Million Man's. We'll tell. Time will tell. Fucking Falcon Arrow. And then a wicked knee by Orange Cassidy there. Chris Jericho is still taking these massive moves. Like, it's not like one of those things where Chris is like, all right, look, my back is kind of fucked and my knees are sore, so I'm not taking big bumps here. You know what I mean? Like, it was something else, man. I thought it was great. That Orange Punch is the fucking coolest name for a fucking move. That Orange Punch. I'm a fan of Orange Punch. I love Tang. Okay,
how good is that Superman punch? Like, look at Roman Reigns, the size of the guy. It doesn't look impactful whatsoever. Orange Cassidy, skinny dude. That's the best Superman punch in the game. It looks devastating.
Yeah.
It's like Roman Reigns. Are you watching? Are you watching this little skinny dude who's like as big as your leg? Are you watching him make it look devastating? Your move. That's so deadly. Come on, man. But in it though, it's so well. It looks deadly.
It does. It's absolutely deadly, man. Absolutely dangerous. Like, and this is it. This OC has got so much. I have never been so fucking happy to be wrong about something in my life. You know, when I first saw OC, I really thought it was like, holy shit, is this some Chikara kind of fucking just goofing around bullshit that isn't going to get serious at all? But this whole thing he's got, this mantra of, you know, be cool and then try when you got to. That's fucking awesome. So into this match here. We got Santana and Ortiz, the best friends. They're all on stage. It's a fucking bedlam rumble up there. Hager comes in from the side and he slams OC down. I would have liked to see him do a bigger move because honestly, I could have kicked out of that shit. I mean, I know it's supposed to be Jake's finisher and all, but that big slam, it should have been a more devastating move, even with a foreign object, I think. OC kicks out of it, and then OC gets this thing that I've never seen before that Taz fucking is very, very familiar with, apparently. I've got to look it up. The mousetrap pin. And he fucking pins Chris Jericho and gets the victory here. So now Jericho doesn't get the $7,000 for his jacket. I'm sure he's going to be pissed about that. I mean, fuck, that was a nice jacket, man. What are you going to do with it now? But I wonder if it really smells like oranges.
I love it. It looks like, I like it.
Yeah, right.
I like orange. I'll wear it.
Yeah.
I paid $7,000 though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
This was like really important when you think about it. I first time I saw Orange Cassidy, I thought it was ace. But like, I liked how he played on he went to put his hands in his pockets. I like the fiery start from him. Because as he was saying last week, he wants to beat Chris Jericho now. Yeah. So I want to beat. So he was flying out of it and it was really like going for it. I thought that was a fantastic way to do. Like I said, Superman punch, beautiful, beautiful. But I think the most important thing here is Jericho, like you said, Jericho's been putting OC over by he can do the Cody thing, you can lose to him and you're over. He put him over after having outside interference, then hitting a low blow to then, to then lose to him. That is so important. That, like, for Jericho to put him over like that, because it's strong, isn't it? Let's say it's a roll up, whatever, but he's had Jake Hager take him out, and then because he took a low blow before that as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So to then still lose, And to I think it's like quite important that Jericho clearly sees a lot in this. And I love Orange Cassidy, and I think he's now at that perfect balance where he can just do either or, depending on the match, whether he tries or not. And it's beautiful for story. You can build story to get to the point where he cares. And as soon as he cares, it's like, right, here we go. So I thought it was just really important, like really big that because if Jericho had won then after the Hager interference and the low blow, it wouldn't have took OC still over in defeat because of how much it took him. So for then Jericho to then give him the win, because that's, I just think that's like, wow.
Lise, I missed the low blow at the end. I was like, why is he holding his balls? Yeah, right.
Exactly. Yeah, because Jericho pushed the ref away, didn't he? So as it's turned around, hit him the low blow. So you're thinking, okay, definitely, here's the end. So then the super famous mousetrap. I can't believe you don't know about the mousetrap rule. Come on, where have you been? You know what I mean? It's like saying I've never heard of Brandy Rhodes. But so I think that's like, wow, to then put him over. Like, Jericho clearly sees a lot in him, and then I do, and you should do. I still know a lot of people who don't get the Orange Cassidy thing. It's like, watch this feud.
Yeah, just watch this feud. Exactly. It was so self-explanatory. Yeah, exactly. Everything laid out there. And I thought it was amazing. I thought it was great. Like you said, it's just fucking... It's good shit, man. It's good shit. Chris Jericho knows that just like... He doesn't need to win now. He doesn't need to go over Orange Cassidy here in the $7,000 match. Chris Jericho losing and having to suck that up and then being responsible to pay for his own jacket is so much better of an outcome than Orange Cassidy losing. And then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know where I didn't even write that half of it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm such a fan of it. Chris is such a good guy for being the bigger man here and just saying, yeah, I'm here to build stars. Like, I'm Chris Jericho. I'm the star here. I'm a star. Let's make some more here. Right. I mean, he's fucking got the heart of Cody. I love it. He's just got fucking like all the best in him.
Like you said, it's what Cody thinks he is, and it ain't working for Cody because it's like, no, it's got to be honest and true. And like you say, Jericho's at that time of his career, he's like, yeah, I love the fact that he put him over because it was built there for him. He couldn't, if he'd have just lost, then we wouldn't have even questioned it in the way the match ended. We wouldn't have questioned it at all, and again still would have been over. But it's like, so just fantastic work from Jericho. Orange Cassidy, awesome. Just a great way to end the show. I loved it.
I think so too. Lisa's bringing up a point here. She doesn't agree with the backlash we have for the AEW heels thing, really. It's like joining a music fan club or whatever you pay for it. It's an annual thing. It's not $50 a week. It's an annual subscription. And hey, I like it. Hey, it's good for them. Good for everybody who's in it. And I would definitely pay $50 a year to be in an equivalent where I get to chat with Cody or, one of the elite. And then they put on their friends. The wrestlers are on there. And if there's like 50 of us in the Zoom, hell yeah, man, I'd be in for that. I'd absolutely.
Yeah, well, like I say, I was flying on my Brandy rant one night. You know what I mean? So I don't disagree with the concept itself. It's more the side of, the platform for the women's wrestlers when it's like, no, you've got a platform, focus. And
Shanna brings this up too. It's valid here. She says, if they called it a paid fan club, that's one thing, but they're billing it as a community.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like a little bit of a bait and switch there, a little exploity. But yeah, I mean, hey, leave Cody alone. Okay. Cody. Now listen, this is where
I love Cody. I do.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful to him. Forever.
But now I feel like we can't just be like the Catholics here and just repent at the end of every show and just shit on Cody for an hour and a half and then say, hey, Cody, just playing, buddy. It's just a work. No, really though, Cody, again, I'm a big fan of Cody, dashing Cody Rhodes from the beginning. I liked Stardust. I really did. And I'm sorry that they couldn't let him grow out of that. And I'm happy for where he is here. I definitely think he's being a little bit too petty, although I would be too, holy fuck. I would be calling myself Triple C. I wouldn't even fucking give a fuck. I'd be calling myself Triple C and find a way to work in a fucking, like the whole Triple H thing into it. I think Cody's great. Every match he has is great, but choking noise, choking hand movement here.
It's just the Roman Reigns effect, isn't it? Just like, forced down my throat. It's like, all right, but the way I just feel like he's confusing his character. I don't know. I can't tell anymore where his character and his ego ends and starts anymore.
Yeah,
like you say, it does feel like they get a rub from Cody Championship. It does all the classic, the same tropes of like, oh, put you over stronger. Now you're even better. like we were just talking about how we dissected what Jericho's done for Orange Cassidy there. It's like Cody's going into a match with that plan every week.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing it is. I love Cody. I like the fact that without him, you know, AEW might not exist. One of the big, like I say, you consider him one of the forefathers of AEW. And I'm forever grateful. And he's, like you say, classy man. He's a nice guy. It's just the booking. He's just winding me up so slightly and pushing his wife down in his faces as well when it's unnecessary. Again, not against her either. We're not talking about people. You got to imagine where characters. It's like, oh, let's say some stuff's a work, some's a thing. You push it, don't you? Obviously, we like having a bash. And like on a bit earlier on, when you're on a rant, you'll throw everything at it, won't you? But don't get it twisted. We've got no but respect for them as workers and the job they do.
Yeah. Tom Rawson saying not every Cody match has to be 100% hell for leather, you know, and that's really it.
Is that like a pun about his belt?
I guess, right? I thought it was like a turn of phrase you guys have over there. I was like, cool, this is good. Hell for leather. But so what I'd like to see Cody do sometime now is I want to see him maybe it happens against Brody. I love you, Tom, buddy. You're awesome. I fucking seriously, I forgot what I was saying now because I just started thinking about Tom now. Damn it. Okay. Anyways, you guys want to buy some spare socks? What was he trying to sell you guys in that fucking pilot again? He was picking up this.
He had 100% genuine artificial cotton socks and coffee, I think. Gravy granules. Gravy granules. How good were he in that? It was so good in that.
God, I gotta watch it again. I think that's gonna be my afternoon, man. It's just fucking watching that again, dude.
No one has a clue what we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. Just inside jokes. Check it out. We got Dean's pilot episode here on my website. Check it out, DezLoreen.com. It's really funny shit. But no, I was on a thought there, but it's gone now. It's totally gone now.
You're just thinking about big sexy men again, aren't you? That's what it is.
Yeah, you know, that's honestly it. That's just, I'm just gonna have to call Rawson after this, I think. All right.
Well, call your wife, I think.
Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah. Baby, I'm sorry. I was having just impure thoughts about one of my friends here again.
Not impure.
And it wasn't Dean. It wasn't Dean.
The wrong word.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are going to give into our carnal desires here, and we're going to log off of live so we can have a private discussion. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in this week.
Thanks for watching, man.
Week.
Thanks for getting involved. Love it.
Yes. Honestly, we loved it. Like, it was great interaction here this week from John, Lise, everybody, Shanna watching.
It really makes it, doesn't it? It makes it feel a lot better when you can interact. And like, I love the fact that they get involved. So thank you.
Exactly. It's funny because like we have a little bit of an odd time here. You know, it's like noon here. It's lunchtime for me and it's evening for you. So thank you again, everybody who's tuning in. And if you're watching it later on, then thank you so much because I love getting notifications about it after the fact. I love it. It's good stuff. So thank you so much from myself, from Dean over there. That way. There we go. Boom. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next Saturday.